this way. So I think, honestly, I think Division 2 probably going forward is going to be more PvE focused. Like, it's going to, like, yeah, there'll be some, but I think the true PvP, I don't really ever see that happening with Division 2. Like, what people want, I think Heartland will give PvP players, including myself, like, I want to play Heartland for PvP, and then I want to play. I think what's going to happen is, like, PvP players are going to be focused more on Heartland for PvP, and then for PvE, they'll go to Division 2. And then that's probably what's going to happen. Like, I think. I'm just thinking out loud, but I think that's what's going to happen. But we'll see. I think it's just too hard to balance it. I think there's just so many skills, so many brand sets. They would have to pretty much rework all the brand sets, all the gear sets for PvP to really get it to really work efficiently. And then, like, for the skills to not one tap you for certain brand sets, they would have to rework them all over again, you know. And I don't know. Like, for me, I just don't really see that really happening. But who knows? We'll see what they drop for us. But I think ideally, I think realistically, if we look at it, I think Heartland will be more where the PvP players will go, and then the PvE players, some PvP players will stay in Division, but I feel like that's where, like, the heart, like the meat of players are gonna go to the fight players, and then Division 2 will be more, you know, a little both. But who knows? I rather hope when Division 2 comes out, it would just be from anywhere else but Ubisoft. Minimal. I think like, a lot of people hate on Ubisoft for the Division 2, but tell me another game that's put out something close to what you like with the Division 2. Minimal. If you could tell me a game that you feel put out something that was that had so many skills, well balanced, that worked in PvE and PvP. If you can tell me one game that does it flawlessly, then I can say, yeah, maybe them. But I don't really see. I think, like, if you look at the whole picture of the game is a good game. Yes, it has bugs. Yes, it has issues, like a lot of games. But if you look at the whole package, what you get right now of the Division 2, it's a solid game. You know, like, I got my money's worth, right? Like, I'm pretty sure you got your $60 worth. But if you could tell me one developer that's put out a game that has skills like this, leveling, loot, targeted loot, raids, and balancing it really well, that's not have issues with it. I mean, so I don't know. I mean, you could say Destiny maybe, but it's like a different type game. And a lot of their skills aren't even PvP. Like, they don't have like the skills kind of like what they have here. So Outriders didn't really have a PvP version of it, and people were bored with that game after like a month.
Unknown network
so it's kind of.
Isaac's picking up a signal in the underground. It could be Kajika.
How does hardware work? If you lag or if your internet crashes, do you die or lose your character? Well, it depends. It depends. If you die, your character's done. If you lag, you'll be logged out. But if you lag while you're fighting somebody, you'll die. My main issue with Ubisoft is they ignore their players and don't fix the bugs. They just throw new content out and hope people forget, and like kind of disrespect enough to make me want to just beat them. I mean, minimal, but we got to get back to it. The bigger question is, who do you think who's put out a game that was as intense to balance as this game? Like, that's the bigger question. Like if we had like a good example of a publisher that put something out this intense and did it well without any bugs. I mean, I just feel like games like this are so intense, and it's no excuse to anybody. Obviously, they don't want bugs in their game, but I feel like budget, massive only, like, obviously they will want to spend more time and resources, but they only get a certain amount of budget, right? So if they only have so many devs working on it, they can only do so much. We'll see what the next update does, right? But yeah, I mean, a lot of games right now have been kind of all over the place. To be honest, like to me, like what I've noticed, like look at Activision with Call of Duty right now. $1 billion company, like they made over $1 billion off of microtransactions, like more than $1 billion, right? Just off their microtransactions, and they released a Warzone that had more bugs. I can't even play Warzone right now, like it's so buggy, like, and it makes you think, like you know, like it's just not one game. Battlefield had issues, like, and these are all big companies, so it tells you, like, are they being rushed? Are the devs being rushed? Like, you know, like, are they being told you need to have this out? Are they having to answer to somebody? Because it's not just, like, honestly, it's not just massive from what I'm seeing. Like, I'm seeing, like, other publishers too, you know. Malavision, one of my favorites. Like, everybody's having, like,
Agent,
issues.
you're gonna need to get the power back up and running. There should be a maintenance room near your location.
I don't PvP or PvE. I don't do PvP or PvE. I just like to go in the dark zone just to farm gear and set pieces, just farm landmarks. Yeah. I mean, I think what makes the dark zone so cool, like what made it so cool in Division 1 was how big it was, right? And it was like a focal point. Like, I think that's where they messed up with the Division 2 for the dark zone, because you remember the dark zone was in the middle, right? So everybody, like, the map surrounded the dark zone. You kind of went in, and then you had a dark zone going from 1 all the way, what's dark zone 7? That was the last one, right? Or 9? Was it 9? They got up to 9, right? I don't know. I don't remember. Well, anyway, they expanded it. So yeah, so everybody had to go in the dark zone, right? And when you got in the dark zone, there was multiple extractions, and there was up to 24 people. So you still could call an extraction down south, run up top, call another extraction, and people could be totally confused. They could be like storming one, and you could be up top. So like there were like tricks to getting away. Like it was like when you didn't have gear to fight people, you would do different things to get your gear out. But I feel like in Division 2, it's like so small that like you could run from one extraction to the other, even if you call in multiple extractions, and it just doesn't give you that sense of, you know what, I can still, I don't, like, the chances of you getting something out, and you can still do it, right? But I feel like for players who don't have the gear, it might be a little bit tougher for them to get it out and be stealthy about it. And they don't have that kind of like, oh, this is a challenge to get it out, right? Without having to like fight people. So I just think like it being so small, not the center of the, kind of like ruined the dark zone experience. But I think the dark zone experience is like a one of a kind of experience. Like the gear in Division 1 was really good in the dark zone. It was really big, so you could literally avoid players if you needed to. Like if you were just trying to farm, like there was like different techniques to get stuff out. I remember when I first started getting into the dark zone in Division 1, like I had to get stuff out, right? Like I didn't have gear, so I would call in like 4 extractions. Oh.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
Oh. Let me back up. Wait. So like I think that's what made the dark zone a special experience. Like when I didn't have it, and then when I had gear, I had to go out there and just fight, you know. But I remember like it was a total different experience than it is now. Now I feel like you go in the dark zone, there's not even really any. I hardly ever get good drops from the dark zone when I go in there. So like it's not even worth it. Like the risk reward isn't there, you know.
Make no mistake.
It's just not a place. It's not big enough. There's not enough like suspense to it to me. Yeah. I appreciate what you're doing for the community, taking time to read out comments. Not a lot of content creators do that. Hey, Tough Man, I appreciate you, man. Now, I honestly, I stream just to like hang out, like talk to you guys, chill. It's like the only time you guys can like really interact with me, right? And if I don't stream, I'm just like super busy. So like when I do stream, it's like an easy way for. I always tell people coming in, they can answer questions, talk. I'll answer questions, talk to you guys. They turn the DZ into more PvE. it's not even PvE right now. Like nobody, like people. If you go to Dark Zone, you can find people just fighting, but it's just there's not enough people wanting. There's not enough people PvPing these days. Like you have like the same people over and over, like, you know. Because people who PvP'd in Division 1 hated PvP in Division 2. And
According to Isaac,
like,
there's a
I would
control
say the
room
community
nearby.
for
There should be a way to activate the
PvP
drainage
is
system.
probably 1/3 of the community for PvE. Probably 1/4, if that, you know. Like, it's a big difference between the amount of people who PvP in this game and the amount of people who PvE in this game. And then you have people who do both, right? But a lot of people, they don't like it, you know? Like, they don't like what PvP in this game is, so you can't really blame them, but... Me? I'm on PlayStation 5.
This is it, Agent.
Oh,
Don't let
hey,
Katrina
Anthony,
out of your
Heartland is a standalone, free-to-play, the Division 2. It's a free-to-play standalone, but we haven't got the full announcement. We're supposed to be, they're doing closed tests right now. Rumor, right? But kind of just waiting for, how do I get out of here? Wait, is it back? No, it's this way. Hey, T, what's going on, man? Hey, thank you for the tier 1, man. Appreciate you. Hopefully you're having a good night. Good to see you in here. Are you supposed to... So, Noob, hardcore is just... Since I have everything in the game, hardcore is just a way to get some achievements that you don't have, right? So, I'm doing it. If you go over to my... Like, you don't share anything from your hardcore character. It's just a challenge for players who've already been completing the game for a long time. So, I'm actually doing it for these patches. So, I don't know if you're into combinations or not, but there are like 4 or 5 combinations you get from doing hardcore. The final one that I need is the hardcore raid distinction. So that is completing the Dark Hours raid on hardcore. So that means you have a team of 8 hardcore agents and you complete it. Now there are a couple other achievements you do get. I think they're right here. I think I can find them. So I think there's 4 missions that you beat that you get patches for doing it on hardcore. There's also a level 500 patch, which is right here. There should be a level 500. So there's like a level 500 patch if you want it. I think that one's actually kind of cool. So if you want to get any of them, I really think that's probably the cooler one. Where's it at? I always have to show people because they always ask about this hardcore thing and why I'm doing it. But I'm doing it mainly because I'm missing that final one. There's a cool 500 one. Where is it? I don't know. It's on here. But there's a so there's hardcore capital. So that's beating capital building stronghold with your hardcore agent. There's this tidal basin one you get for completing it. There's also, and there's a 500 one, but I think it's combat. I'm pretty sure it's combat. It's a cooler looking one. It has like the 500. Let me pull it. I'll put the patch on for you so you can see it. If we go here, it's this one. So it's this patch right here, hardcore gear. And then the final one that I want is that you also get this hat right here. This YOLO hat. It says YOLO, you only live once, just for starting a hardcore agent. So it's just small things. It's just a challenge for me because I pretty much have a lot done in the game. And it's one of the things I haven't done that really like challenges me to really build a character, build a build, get my builds. And you don't share your shade watch or anything. So it's a whole new shade watch. So it's just like a different experience. But this is my 5th try trying it. So I died 5 times and I've lost like I had a Nemesis on one. I had the Memento backpack on one. I had some really good, I had a Pestilence on another one. So like I've had exotics and you know, like it just sucks when you lose those exotics and stuff like that. And you have to, you know, like right now, like I'm starting all over. That fool just dipped.
Kachika's on the run again. Finish off those cleaners and stay after them.
So that's the main reason I'm doing it. You should do the second raid in hardcore for challenge. I need to get the first raid done, to be honest. Like, that's the one. I'll probably keep my hardcore character, because maybe in the future they'll add another patch for completing the second raid. Do you run the Banshee with the Hunter's Fury build? Yeah, you can. So usually, what I run with the Hunter's Fury is the Banshee Pulse and the Crusader Shield.
Picking up a lot of vibrations.
Or you could run a Striker Drone, but yeah.
You must be getting close.
Hey, Keith. Hey, thanks for the tier 1 sub, man. Appreciate you, man. Sorry about that. I did not see it. Hey, thanks, man. I just saw it right now. Hey, thank you for the support, man. Appreciate you. Hey, T, thank you again for the sub. Hey, those are my first 2 subs of the night. Appreciate you guys coming through, hanging out. You started one and you're only level 12? Hey, thanks again, Keith, man. Let's go this way. Where we going? Up top?
I lost contact with the supply team. Division must have made it through.
We have enough fuel in the tank to reach Haven?
Maybe.
Then we keep going.
I like Division 2, but the third character, Max, is enough for me. So I had 4 characters.
Shit.
So I need it because of the gear, like the sets. Like, I'm always running out of gear space. One of my characters right now, so my second character is just, he's literally a stash hoarder. So he has extra pieces.
Watch yourself, Agent. This tunnel is falling apart.
So that's all he's there for. The third character actually has builds on it. And the first character is my main character. And then I had a 4th character I deleted because that was just another storage. And it's mainly for... What's this guy doing up here? So now when I die with my hardcore character, I just remake it. I usually take a break though. I'll take a little bit of a break.
Destroy that drill. We can't let the cleaners reach
Hey,
Haven.
Justinian, what's going on, man? My luck attribute is bad. I died.
We're never gonna reach the target with the division on our backs.
Hey, Jay, hope you're doing good, bro.
Fuel stockpile detected.
When it came out, there was only 3 people I knew who played hardcore for a long time. Only a few months ago.
Rhodes, any ideas?
More and more people picked it up.
Drills aren't
Yeah,
exactly my
there's
specialty,
actually
but let's see what
a few people who have like clans that are nothing but hardcore, which is kind of crazy. I know this guy, he's 1,000 shade level on his hardcore agent. I can't even imagine that. That's a lot of grinding, you know.
Isaac's picking up a crane.
1,000 shade level on your hardcore agent.
Whole lot of other stuff that's beyond my comprehension.
You know,
You can access the controls and drop
that's
fuel
grind.
supplies
That's
for
carefulness, not dying, not playing around. I was like 3K a few months ago. What happened to your character? Died?
You're gonna need to deal with those cleaners while the fuel's on the move.
No. So she resets the day after. So she resets the day after. So tomorrow is the vendor reset, the regular vendor reset, and she resets the day after. She's 1 day after the main reset. So today, later today, it's 1 a.m. So later today, in the morning, in like 5 hours, it's the regular one, and then she resets 1 day after.
Panel to get that crane moving again.
It sounds like a lot of hiding. I mean, once you have like a solid build, it's kind of hard to die. As long as nothing bad happens, right? Like as long as you don't lag out, you don't jinx yourself. Like, totally. Let's go this way. Let's reactivate this. Does the shade levels on hardcore go to the main? No. So all your shade levels are separate. So you have to, like, I'm 100 on my hardcore shade level, but I'm like 17 on my main character. So like your shades levels are different from, but the good thing is if you do die on your hardcore, you keep your shade levels. So when you make a new character, you'll have, and you make it back, like once I get back to Warlords, I'll be like 100. So you do, oh. See, like this? He's...
Serious trauma detected.
You see that? You see how I almost died there? Ah, these guys keep trying to get me. They're coming for me. Yo, we had some close calls there. That Unbreakable saved
Are we
me.
done here? Almost. Agent, make sure that drill is out of commission.
That's a little. Yeah, I had a fucker moment. Yo, I was a little worried right there. Not gonna lie.
Good job taking out that.
I was worried that dude was get like when I ran out of, I had, because my mag size was only 40, and when I had to reload in the middle of that fight,
If they breached Haven, there would have been nothing left
I thought
to
it was
save.
over.
Now get back to Kajika. Isaac's detecting movement in the tunnels up ahead.
It's right here, right? Yeah, let's go open this. I was like, oh, this might be it. Made it all the way to Kajika and then die. What makes a player ready to do hardcore agent? I mean, I think just diving into it, honestly. Because it's like starting a new game. I think once you know the basic knowledge of what the division is, how to make like a little build here and there, man, dive into it. Have fun with it.
let Kajika get away this
I think
time.
really
We're
just
not gonna get another shot at this.
once you know how to react to certain things,
Taking
you're
out
good,
that
man.
drill was a start. I don't know about you,
I would've
but
cried.
don't
I'm
like looking
invested.
over my shoulder every time I take a leak. If Kajika gets away,
Oh,
he's gonna come for us.
No pressure, Agent.
let's go. Let's get it. So we're almost 38. So we're what I do like is this dude trying to shoot me with that. I'm dead.
Vital signs critical.
What the freak? These dudes are really trying to get me. They're setting up traps, snipers. This is these guys are really after me. They're like, nah, we're about to finish him.
These tunnels just keep on going.
Guess the
Be
cleaners
careful.
have more control over this city than we thought.
Had, Kelso.
Let's go this way.
With that drill out of action, we made a serious dent in their operation.
I hope you're right.
The only thing we need to
You
worry
hate
about
shot?
right now is finding Kajika.
No. I'm having some close calls right now. A lot closer than I would like, to be honest, guys. We gotta be careful. You know what it is? My chest piece is a little weak, and I'm feeling it on this mission. But we're gonna upgrade it next one. I think my chest piece is level 30, but it's the only one that has Unbreakable. So I'm kind of just dealing with it right now. Yeah, you can get down. That's why I have my Reviver Hive. But sometimes your Reviver Hive does bug out. And it's happened multiple times. You hate the Warlords bosses? I actually like the Warlords missions. I like how they look. I low-key like how this one looks, to be honest. This one's actually kind of cool. How it's set up. I think my least favorite is probably...
You made your choice. Now you have to face the consequence.
I don't know.
Take that bastard down, Agent.
Where's this guy at?
Incoming hostile communication.
My fight
that's
was
mine.
never with the division.
I was trying to shoot my own turret.
You could have joined us, but instead you chose to serve the traitors who left us for dead.
Kajika's trying to get a reaction out of you. Don't give him the satisfaction.
Alright, let's get this. Where is Kajika at? Wow. These guys hit so hard. I don't know if it's because I have no armor rolls on this build or what. We'll definitely roll it next. I'm gonna have to roll some armor.
This is the end for you, Agent. Steam detected. Visuals compromised.
Right.
Get away from that steam and finish him off.
What was?
Water valve detected.
Do you think they'll make another DLC? Supposedly we're getting our next update. I don't know if they're considering that a DLC or an update. They really haven't confirmed what we're getting. But I think they will. I think it all depends on how well the next one does. You. Wait, what chest were you trying to get, Phantos?
You picked the wrong side, Agent.
Steam detected. Visuals
Oh,
compromised.
I blackbarred him.
He's trying to trap you. Get away from that steam and finish him off.
Let's go. The Sokolov with crit chance and crit damage and with intimidate. So I can reroll armor. Oh, I got you. I always feel like that chest piece, whether you're trying to do the Walker and Harris, it's always the hardest to get. And then you end up getting one and you're like,
Lure him down there. Beat him at his own game. Rogue agent deceased. Rogue shade skill detected.
GG's. Easy.
Good work, Agent. See if you can find anything on
Let me equip
Kajika's
this.
watch. Rhodes, are you getting a signal?
Nice.
Not a damn
So
thing.
now I can actually put
Shit.
this piece
He
on.
must have been holed up in here for a while. Find where he was hiding.
Oh,
and
look at the
search for
difference in
clues.
armor. 14k versus
Kajika's
111k.
old school. He knows that it's better to keep his
Put this
records
on,
down
and then
low
I'm gonna
and
go
some
roll
intel
Unbreakable on it.
only in your your head.
Such a big difference.
Rogue shade skill acquired.
There we go. So we'll put that on. What about this one? All right, there we go. So now we can roll Unbreakable on that. Once you, yeah, it does. That's why I like when you're doing the world tiers, you should just run through it. Nice.
Kajika's targets. He really knew how to cover his tracks.
One left. I guess this is why he was using the cleaners to take down Haven
Nice.
and end his vendetta.
You made a big difference here
All
today,
right, so we can
Agent.
sell a lot of
Well
that
done.
stuff, and then
I'll send a crew to collect the intel. Hopefully I'll find something that can help me locate Keener.
nice. There, hit 38.